Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats, you know that we gotta run it back. Whether on the field or the court, you know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
All right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another Live Wire Sports Media Indiana Fever update. All right, so yesterday was one of the busiest days in WNBA free agency, where you had the Indiana Fever signing Natasha Howard. Then turn around later that afternoon, you had the Indiana Fever silent on a 3-team trade that include Sato Sabli, who was projected looking at going to Phoenix or New York. Now, there was no mention of Indiana in that mix. But then later on, there are 3-team trade that happened. And a lot of people kept wondering. So that 3-team trade included Sato Sabli going to the Phoenix Mercury, along with Kalia Copper and newly signed Alyssa Thomas. The kicker was we didn't know what was in that trade, to be honest with you. And so we find out later on that day, and this will happen. The Mercury get Satu Sabli, Kalia Brown, and Servik Yusa, and the Wings get Ty Harris, Nalissa Smith, and a 2025 eighth pick from the Indiana Fever, and the rights to Maria Herbert Herring. And the Fever get, yes, Sophia Cunningham, and the number 19th pick from Dallas. I think it's from Dallas, yeah. So, no, for Phoenix, or rather, it don't matter. They got the number 19 pick. So, with that being said, the Indiana Fever needed another scorer that could stretch the floor. Sophia Cunningham does that. She's only 28 years old. She's been in the league a little 5 years now. Or going on 6 years when this season started, in 25. She has great 3-point shooting. She doesn't take a lot of threes, but when she does, she has a very high percentage. I just gave you the percentage of Natasha Howard and everything. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this video because I will do a live stream this afternoon on it and definitely recap everything that has happened with Indiana Fever. So, but Sophia Cunningham, she let it be known that she wanted to play with Caitlin Clark. She did an interview, and she stated about how she's a fan of Caitlin Clark, that, she gave Caitlin Clark her credit about what's going on. She loved how the buzz is in the WNBA. That was just the deal breaker. But before even that interview, you have to go all the way back to the WNBA All-Star game when Sophie Cunningham, probably was a little tipsy, was falling all over Caitlin Clark. She was trying to recruit Caitlin Clark. Being honest with you, we don't even know what that conversation was. Because a lot of people think, because her and Natasha Cloud, they was both there. They was all over Caitlin Clark. And it seemed like they wanted to try to recruit Caitlin Clark to come to Phoenix. And now Natasha Cloud is not there and Sophie Cunningham is not there. But maybe Sophie Cunningham, seen the light and say, hey, after Natasha Cloud got traded and all of these other pieces and Alyssa Thomas, and you already know how Alyssa Thomas is, she's one of them people. And Sophia Cunningham probably said, hey, I'm down for it. But guess what? She gets to play with a real point guard that's going to maximize her ability. The same way I illustrated about Natasha Howard, how it's going to elevate her field goal percentage with her game because how Caitlin runs the offense. Just think about it. Sophie Cunningham, she could start or come off the bench. I don't think they will bench Lexi. I think unless Lexi doesn't improve or she did something wrong, she gets benched. But Sophie Cunningham, she was a bench player in Phoenix, but she started some games. So let's take a look at her shooting percentage wise and beyond the arc throughout the years. So Sophie Cunningham, WNBA player for the Phoenix Mercury, former player for the Phoenix Mercury, has had various 3-point percentage over the years. So if you look at it throughout the years, in 2024, she was shooting 37.8%. That is really good because that's almost at 40%. And if she hits that 40% mark or higher this season, that's going to make the Indiana Fever very hard to guard. You're already going to have Caitlin that can shoot from three. You got Kelsey Mitchell. Then you got Natasha Howard. She doesn't take a lot of threes, but she can hit them. Then you got Lexi Hall also, you know what I'm saying? And not knowing what else they going to add to the team because I don't think they finished. So if you look at 2023, it dipped a little bit, 33.7%. But look at 2021 and 2022. It was well over 40, right at 40%. And that's what you need. And she hits that going into this season here. Guess what's going to happen? The Indiana Fever is going to be very hard to guard, very hard to stop. And like I said, I don't think they finish. I don't think they nowhere near done. Um, but we got Mega Barbie for the Indiana Fever. Um, one of my excuse me, one of my subscribers, he comment on a post of my last night, and I remember distinctly he was talking about Natasha Howard and Sophie Cunningham, and I didn't do any videos on Sophie Cunningham or Natasha Howard because when Sophie Cunningham had signed that 1 year deal with Phoenix, I thought she was off the table. But like one of the things I know about free agency and know about contracts, there's nobody off limits to be traded. Nobody. And I'm gonna save some of my analogy for the live show because I don't want to get too deep into it. Too deep into it. But I'll say what I need to say. But again, Sophie Cunningham coming to the Indiana Fever is perfect. She loves Caitlin. Caitlin loves her. We don't see the pictures of them embracing, laughing, and joking. And guess what? On top of that all, Sophie Cunningham is a Kansas City Chiefs fan. So you know that's going to be something to talk about. Caitlin's a Chiefs fan. She's a Chiefs fan. Don't be Super Bowl is next Sunday. Don't be surprised. Them two be hanging out at the Kansas City Chiefs facility, and maybe they all be hanging out with Taylor Swift. Never know. You never know. And also on top of that, now Melissa Smith is gone, which I knew she was going to get traded at some point in time. Like I said, I will touch on that a little later. But I still think that the Indiana Fever still have another ace up their sleeve. I think they have something brewing. I think it's going to be worked out. And one thing I have noticed that the Indiana Fever does not let nobody in. We didn't know that the Indiana Fever was the third team in this trade dealing with Satu Sabali. That's how tight knit the Fever is working behind the scenes. Nobody knows nothing. You can't crack nothing. There was a lot of times that people say, when Melissa Smith will get traded, when she's going to get traded, why is she still on the team? Well, you don't have to wonder no more because she's not on the team. She's gone. Now, I do believe Rebecca Lobo did say that the Indiana Fever was one piece away. and she mentioned the Warner Bonner. Now, a lot of us, hopefully Ella Deladon could come. We still got international players that could probably fill the role. So there's a lot of options still out there. But I do believe this. I don't think we're gonna keep Katie Lou Samuelson either. I think they probably watched Katie Lou all season. They're probably watching her on Rival. And to be honest with you, Katie Lou is not a fit for this team. She can't run up the floor. She don't have confidence in her 3-point shot. She's a liability on defense as well. She doesn't guard well, and she doesn't move her feet well. So, me personally, I do believe that she's going to be the next domino to fall in a trade. I don't see her. We keeping her. Yeah, she has a high contract, but guess what? Somebody will get her. You could probably trade her player for player, or you could try to play her, um, trade her for a pick. Either a second round or the third round pick. I would get something for her, you know, and then you could take her. Then her money could come off the books. Then you really could really do some more damage. So, but anyway, I'm glad Mega Barbie is with the Phoenix. I mean, the Indiana Fever. She's gonna look tremendous in that Rebel Red, and just know that she's going to bring everything to the table. Um, so I just feel like the Indiana Fever is not playing games. They're not wasting time. They're looking to win the WNBA title this year, not tomorrow, not next year, not the year after that. They looking to win the WNBA title this year. And like I said, I don't think they done. Not by a long shot. I don't think they done at all. But anyway, welcome to Indianapolis. And think about it. Sophie Cunningham's for Missouri. So she's not that not that far away. So and she's a little closer to home. But the thing about it is now that you could like there's ways you could utilize this offense. And I don't want to project the lineup yet because I don't think the Fever's done. So I'm not going to project lineups at all until free agency is over, until the Fever has finalized and made significant other moves because they still need a big and they probably need another wing. Um, Maybe a guard, and they still got the draft. They still have the draft to go. And that's why I think it was smart for the Indiana Fever to trade that number 8 pick. I didn't want them to trade that number 8 pick for Satu, but I did want them. If they had to trade the number 8 pick, this is the way to do it because the first round of the draft doesn't have a lot of talent, but you could hit on the second round, you know, and then you could build draft stock for next year because 2026 will be more beneficial of everything. So anyway, like I said, I will touch more on this in a live show. Now, if there's anything else break for the Fever, but time I do a live, then I will break in and do it because that's what we do. But the Indiana Fever has a forcer, not just Sophie Cunningham, but they do have Natasha Howard. So she has two enforcers, not just one, but she has two. And now this team will have toughness. That's what this team was lacking last year. Toughness. It was too many soft players on it. This team gonna have toughness. This team gonna have grit. They're gonna have fire. They're gonna have spunk. They're gonna have sass. They're gonna have in your face action. So so if you didn't like the Indiana Fever now, you definitely ain't gonna like them coming in 2025 because they're coming for everything. So like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell every time I drop a hardcore video. Until the next episode or until the next free agency domino fall, I say Sayonara.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.